We speak to Professor John Stremler now, Professor of International Relations at Wits University. Prof, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, let's look at the significance of this Georgia vote. And probably let's look at it in twofold. What does it mean for the Republican Party, and what are they likely to do should they lose the Senate?
Well, I'm not too worried about the Republican Party, frankly. I think they've been in kind of death throes because they are increasingly a minority party. They base their power on the Electoral College. What's never mentioned in all this debate about the U.S. election is that Joe Biden won a popular majority by over 7 million votes, which in any other democracy would be enough to ensure a decisive win for him. And for Kamala Harris. But this election in Georgia really is truly historic for a black preacher from Martin Luther King's church, Ebenezer Baptist Church, to win the Senate seat is astounding to me. And now it looks like Jon Ossoff is going to win too, but the win will be very narrow. It'll be a 50-50 split in the Senate, which has only happened 3 other times, I think, in U.S. history. And so Kamala Harris, the vice president, who herself is breaking a lot of ceilings by being the first black, Indian, African-American vice president, female, I should say. And this is really quite an astounding moment for America growing up democratically.
So then, Prof, what does a smooth sailing look like for Joe Biden? I mean, will this mean that as he takes over January 20th, this will then entail a smoother sailing for his presidency?
Well, he, like Cyril Ramaphosa here, wants to heal and unify the nation. But as we know, the factions in the ANC run deep, and the polarization in America runs very deep. And it's quite carefully balanced with the Republicans, again, to your question, slipping, but not slipping all that quickly. They held up much better in the November 3rd election in the Congress than we thought they would. And Biden did win over Trump. But what we're going to see right now is at least Biden has the chance to set the legislative agenda. He can get his appointees confirmed much more easily, and he may even get some legislation in. But this Congress will stand for 2 years, and then you have a by-election in 2022. Indeed, Warnock runs again for the Senate in 2022 because he's only filling a partial term, and if Ossoff is there, he's there for 6 years. But it's going to be a very exciting time, and it could have positive impact on South Africa because I think it frees Biden's hand to do things like international cooperation for vaccine distribution and using surpluses from rich countries to help countries in Africa, for example. And that's something I think that Biden could do very early on in his administration now with a little more ease than the Republicans, who are very nationalistic.
Now, what do all these developments mean for Trump, Prof? I mean, is Donald Trump likely to allege another election fraud should they lose the Senate, as they are projected to be doing right now?
Well, this is a futile errand, and it speaks to the base and the cynicism of very sophisticated young upwardly bound politicians like Josh Hawley, who's leading this effort for the Republicans. He's a Stanford, Harvard educated guy, as is Ted Cruz, the other one. There's so-called dirty dozen of 12 senators who are trying to challenge the outcome of the election, which has been repeatedly upheld by the courts as certainly having integrity and being transparent and accurate, not fraudulent at all, as Donald Trump has continued to allege. I think that maybe Trump, once he leaves office, will fade, but you never know in American politics. And he does have, there's his son right now on your visual, talking up the threat of abandoning Trump, and that they'll remember back when the next election comes, because they're still going to be a force to reckon with. We'll have to see that. Right now, I want to focus on the Biden administration, whether or not America can re-engage in Africa in a constructive way, because it certainly has not for the last 4 years.
You know, as I'm listening to you and I'm watching those visuals that are coming live to us from Washington, in fact, Trump supporters obviously decrying what is happening, you know, as far as the Republicans are concerned. I'm also noticing the fact that we are almost at January 20th, and Trump is adamant that he's not going anywhere. What is likely to happen come January 20?
Well, the word in the press today was that he did concede to friends that he is accepting of the defeat, but he wants to position himself for running again in 2024, apparently, or at least maintaining his presence in the party. But don't forget, you know, he is a nationalist, but he's also a racist. I mean, he came to power and prominence in the birther issue against Barack Obama. And I think America is changing, and there are certainly Republicans who don't like the fact that America is looking more like South Africa.